But so, I saw you had a bunch of interviews today.
Yes, so I was on the other end. I was hosting them.
Right.
You know? So it's a little easier. It's like, hey, here's a question. You talk now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
We've been working on formatting the podcast, and I know you have the Unemployable podcast.
Correct.
So how did you figure out how you were going to format that when you first started it?
So that's a good question. I mean, creating content was never really part of the plan, or even producing any kind of media. I was like, oh, I just want a tattoo.
Yeah.
Right? So we started with the skits. It was fun. The end result was rewarding. And like what I mean by that is like having a funny video that I could just like show my friends.
Yeah.
You know? It started to evolve and grow. And I'm always someone that's like, if you're comfortable, you're not growing.
Yeah, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like we're doing the content thing now already. What's the next step? So I was just like, let's start a podcast, which was pretty interesting because I'd never listened to a podcast when I said that. I was just like, hey, I think we should probably do one of those,
dude.
you know? And I wasn't sure what we were getting into. I wasn't sure about formatting. And I mean, like everything was new. And honestly, I wanted it to be a good product. So everything was kind of stressful in the beginning because I wanted it to be quality. The first like major hurdle was like, well, where are we going to do it? What's the camera angles going to be? What's the setup? How many cameras? What is the background going to be? You know, so I started watching and researching and I'm like, oh, this person has like these cool, colored lights or aesthetic. We should copy that like in the background, the backlit. So, and then just figuring it out, I did stress over the format a little bit because I was like, is it supposed to be a certain way? If I don't do it that way, is it wrong? You know, and you're like asking questions and everyone has an opinion. Like, because I was like, can I just like have a conversation?
Yeah.
They're like, no, that's boring. Like, you have to have like a message. You have to do this, whatever. So I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to bring on like my friends, not even all tattoo artists, and just talk to them and see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be authentic.
What's your opinion on AI in the industry right now?
I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a tool. The one thing tattooers are really good at is rejecting new ideas. Some say the best, you know? So like, okay, it's new, we have a new idea. It seems to be maybe less rejected than other new ideas. Being someone that does a realism style, I think it's great. Because what is it doing? It's producing new references.
Yeah, high quality images too.
Sure. I think like anything, just like when the iPad came out, you need to take your time to learn the tool, right? Like take the time, learn how to use prompts, do research in the different platforms. Like Midjourney is not the only one, you know? Don't be afraid to chase some of the more in-depth ones like Stable Diffusion or things like that. And like me personally, like when I'm generating AI references, sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 2 hours. You know, I'm making variations, I'm playing with the prompts, like I'm really trying to sculpt this image, even like playing with the aspect ratio or the format of the design. And if I can't quite get it right, then I'll make a bunch of references and just do it old school and like, you know, merge them together.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good thing.
There's a lot of things to learn, I have noticed. Like you were talking about each prompt, and like you can really, if you know the language behind it, you can really get the image you're wanting out of it too.
And like don't be afraid to like watch a YouTube video, to ask friends. Some people are like embarrassed that they're using AI, which I don't see any reason to be embarrassed. Like it's more embarrassing to copy someone else, you know?
That's facts.